I, now 31 years old, in perfect health begin, hoping not to cease until death. And this beginning is an expansion of my talents and abilities for a greater service to humanity. Ooh, like a kid, like back to childhood. So I'm going to start with Whitman, like I always do. But I don't think this is a celebration of myself. Oh, I just watched my shadow and I was riding and thinking, man, feels good to be free. Whitman says these words. I celebrate myself and sing myself. And what I assume, you shall assume. Feel free. Feel focused. Maybe there's focus and freedom. I mean freedom and focus. For every atom belonging to me, as good belongs to you. I loaf and invite my soul. I lean and loaf. At my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. I give up. But I don't mean that in a despairing way. I give up in the best possible sense of giving up. It's too big, man. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air. I give up. What can I do? Oh, I wish I could put that into words, that feeling. Born here of parents, born here from parents the same, and their parents the same. I, now 37 years old, in perfect health begin, hoping not to cease until death. And so I, now 31 years old, begin, hoping not to cease until death. Feeling of allowance and I guess basically abandonment to divine providence and just allowing, hearing and allowing, growing and allowing. To release all things means that we're available to all things. It means that our expectations are spontaneously arising in the moment, while at the same time holding the vision. But the vision is like this kaleidoscopic tapestry of unimaginable tributaries flowing in to a single great unknowable body. And what is this beginning? What is this intention? Well, I wrote a poem. This is a celebration of my homecoming. The clink of the glasses on the train brought me home. The good hope of peace in my soul brought me home. Eleonora brought me home. God persisted in all his ways. Visions, dreams, persons, celestial contact, words of prophecy and wisdom, faint twitches in the heart like knocking on the cathedral door. Yes, his persistence brought me home. India brought me home. Music in my ears, music in my soul, the daily dance brought me home. Nearness to death in my inner man brought me home. I wanted to try to paint a tapestry of my soul, to show you where I've come from, where I am, where I'm going. Amadon brought me home. Tara brought me home. My typewriter brought me home. Wild typewritten notes and scribbled moleskin pages brought me home. Kerouac brought me home. But I wanted to try to paint something for you. I wanted to invite you in to my struggle, to my relief, to my homecoming. The struggle is real. Division and pain on the cosmic fence forced me to head for home. Celestial over-control brought me home. The love of Jesus Christ brought me home. This expansion is an expansion of love. It must be. It's an expansion of greater understandings of love. It's a raising up in the higher circles of consciousness. It's a willingness to become an eagle. There's a great expansion and a great extension of being that is available to each and every one of us if we're willing to become a leader in the new world, for the new world. To be one of many of a prophetic voice. Finally, the connection is made. A spiritual life is a life of service. A life of service to humanity is a planetary vision. Planetary activism by the universe-conscious citizens is what I yearn. The cosmic friendship circle of gracious love and expansive growth brought me home. Love brought me home. A prophetic choir singing in, chanting in the new age. Moment to moment, willingness to depend on and hear from the Creator that indwells me. That's the basic thesis of my life now. This beginning is a dependence on the Spirit of God within me, a full recognition, submission, and the good hope arising from my sonship with the universal Father of all. Okay, this is a new beginning, fam. I have to extrapolate, I just have to extemporate, I have to express what is inside. Simply put, it's victory in the light. It's that last inch, it's that willingness to give it all. That's what I'm working on right now. I gotta start again, and I'm just gonna give it all up to the Creator and all up to the Universal Father. It won't happen right now, in this moment. Trust me, fam, the blockages are deep. But I'm gonna go for it, and I wanna come back here, and I wanna record it, and I wanna share it, and I just wanna do life in an integral way. My good hope is total surrender. My good hope is total surrender. I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my hardest right now. I'm gonna try the hardest I've ever tried in my life. I'm gonna put it all on the line. You know, I'm gonna bet that I can hear God's voice if I stop sinning, if I get clean of the things He's told me. I'm gonna try to be authentic with you. I'm gonna try to find the heart of this again. My family, my brethren, my sister, and my father.
Though I cannot see, I can hear her smile as she sings. Though I cannot see, I can hear.
So I'm driving back to school for the first time in years for my master's graduate studies, my PhD in Ascension Science and the Physics of Rebellion. And I couldn't be more stoked, you know. It's been a fantastic ride thus far. Life itself, of course. So we're going to see if the synthetic operation of unity can apply, and that I can flow into my highest calling, and also my highest level of execution on multiple planes of reality. And really a synthesis and a harmony and a coordination between each plane, so that my execution is total and efficient. But man, it's been a while since I just hit the road to go back to school, to go study the greatest study I've ever found on this planet, to go learn more about it, and to apply it to my daily life for the sake of personal growth and ascension, for the sake of planetary growth and ascension, by the means of selfless service to humanity at these troubled times. Yo, fam. Oh man, the salty baptism. Oh. Alright, so I brought the rental truck here, parked, took a walk down the beach with a couple brothers, Danny and Jose. And as we're jogging along, I see a circle, a prayer circle. So I go up to it, and they invite me in, and it turns out to be a Jewish holiday at the end of Rosh Hashanah, or during Rosh Hashanah, where they put bread into the ocean. The bread symbolizing the things you want to let go of, the sins you want to let go of, and also kind of indications, strong indications about what you want to focus on in the next year. And I'm just in this transition drive. I almost always come to the beach when I can, or when I'm at the beach, try to take a salty baptism and release into the ocean, the great ocean mother, and, you know, reset. But that prayer circle and that, she was making a comparison with the Jews coming out of Israel and through the birthing canal of the Red Sea, and just really accepting the change and really accepting the new life that you're coming into, which is something I do need to do. I need to allow myself to trust God in all ways and release expectations and really just experience and become who I'm meant to be in my highest self now. Stern words and correcting conversation reinforced what I knew. What I knew brought me home. Kayvon brought me home. My parents, my sister, their love and support brought me home. The written word brought me home. The clear declaration of truth brought me home. Every bit of experience in my soul that awoke at the dawning of a persistent nagging question. Yes, that question brought me home. Home the answer to that begging question. You see, I believe that God created us all. And in that, we are all brothers and sisters. And in that, we are one family. And peace on earth will truly reign when we each treat one another as we would be treated. When we all live as though we truly are one family. That train in the distance brought me home. Marita scene brought me home. The unfair, uneducated, prejudiced, superficial opinions of phony excuse makers drew me closer to the truth, and the truth brought me home. Beauty brought me home. Goodness brought me home. Tiendia's example, the symmetry and power of her personality brought me home. An immaculate trail of serendipitous events convinced me. The road signs, the path itself brought me home. Everything I've ever learned brought me home. The agony, the ecstasy, the time in between, my mind and my heart, they brought me home. Jenny's support, even though opposed to her own desires, brought me home. The voice of my elders brought me home. The great open road, the longing wanderlust, the never-ending horizon, they brought me home. Realizing the times, seeing the destruction, yes, the desperate world stage brought me home. The mandate of the bright morning star brought me home. Destiny lured me, antagonisms provoked me, the spirit of truth brought me home. A beginning willingness to die to self brought me home. God made my home, established my home, protected my home. God brought me home. I hope you are wonderful. I hope you are challenged and stimulated, excited beyond belief, joyful to the ends of the earth, inspired, overwhelmed, and overcoming, knowing that there is a force, there is a wellspring of eternal love that is acceptable to each and every one of us. That wellspring never ends. It never dries up. It is only our willingness to dip in our cup. And family, my cup certainly overfloweth.
We smoked the screen to make you what it was to be.